Hello and welcome to the Philippines. We're here at JRC Visa Consultancy and Immigration Services in Cebu City, and we're going to go over some of the latest information on who can come to the Philippines, when you can come to the Philippines, what are the requirements, restrictions, and go over a number of other things through the course of this interview as well. So stick with us. We might cover some of the topics you're interested with. JR, can you fill us in on the latest proclamations, executive orders?
Sure. Hello, Rod. It's been a while, and I'm happy to see you healthy and safe from the typhoon that you have experienced recently in Cebu. So to the subscribers abroad, how are you? I hope you're doing well and also in healthy. So today is January 18th. 2022. This is a new year. This is the second year of the pandemic. Just to hype. But eventually we'll be giving you brief travel updates or visa, immigration, travel updates for going to the Philippines. Number one, based on the Bureau of Immigration Advisory yesterday, that was January 17, 2022, stating for those people or group of people who can enter the Philippines. So there are three major groups. One are Filipinos, of course. So they need to bring their identification, proof of citizenship, and IC, the identification certificate. Balikbayan, though for those Filipinos who have been naturalized in other countries, so since they're a holder already of a foreign passport, they're considered to be a former Filipino. They can get also the Balikbayan. For foreigners who are a spouse or a foreign parent of a Filipino child traveling with them, they are also entitled to have the Balikbayan visa. And also for the third and last group are the foreign nationals who had a valid and existing visa or an entry visa. An entry visa normally refers to visas issued by the Philippine government or Philippine immigration. It's either spousal visa, retirement visa, SRRV, SIRV, to name a few, and also a tourist visa or what we call 9A tourist visa. But 9A tourist visa should be supported with an EED. That's an entry exemption document. So there are actually few options right now for the EED. For those who are married, legally married with a Filipino, if you're married online, you just need to comply with the report of marriage from the embassy for you to be given a 9A tourist visa, which is your entry visa with your EED by virtue of marriage. And there are also some clients of ours who are availing for an EED through their application of the Special Residence Retirees Visa, or what we call simply by retirement visa or SRRV. So they just need to comply with the requirements, monetary, documentary, submitted through us, and we'll have that one endorsed to the retirement office, then for them to process the EED. So basically, for those foreign nationals or tourists, unfortunately, the borders is not open yet. If you want really to go to the Philippines right now, go seek for an option for an EED. If you're not willing to get married, explore the retirement visa. So those are the things that should be cleared, crystal clear as of the moment, because there are a lot of information in the internet right now where actually probably misinterpreted, like if you're fully vaxxed you can go to the Philippines. No, the borders are still closed. The Philippine borders are still closed for regular tourists to enter the Philippines. If you're on tourist visa, you should seek for an EED. EED can be obtained through marriage or retirement visa. Now, going back, there was a post from, as I quote, from the Philippine National Agency, if you may, for have to have a Philippine News Agency. PH allowed entry of fully vaxxed foreigners starting February 16. So that's basically 30 days or a month from now. It's banking on the IATF Resolution 157, which was actually approved January 13, 2022. But it does not mean that if you're fully vaxxed and you can get the certificate and all other exemption documents, or not exemption documents, but if you can get the proof of vaccination, you can go to the Philippines. Mind you, there are two things right now that you need to remember, especially those subscribers of yours and your future subscribers who are watching this video, that they can only enter the Philippines once they have these two major things: entry visa and your compliance with the IATF resolution, or as what they call testing and quarantine protocols. So what do you need to do when you board a plane, and how you will be quarantined when you arrive in the Philippines. So going deeper to the IATF resolution 157, as I quote, that beginning February 16, proof of full vaccination shall be made a requirement for entry of all foreign nationals allowed to enter the Philippines. So this explains now that your full vaccination will not only be your ticket to enter the Philippines, but then again I would go to the two major basic things that you need to have: an entry visa and a compliance of the testing and quarantine protocols. This basically tackles green, yellow, and red categorization of your countries where you're coming from. So that also was being supplemented by the press release of the Bureau of Immigration. As I quote, there's a second to the last paragraph on January 15 press release from the Bureau of Immigration, which states, currently only Filipinos, 1, Balikbayan, and those who have long-term visas are allowed to enter the country, said the Bureau of Immigration Commissioner. Those holding tourist visas are not yet permitted to enter, except if you are a holder of 9A tourist visa with EED. I would like to stress out more of that so that it will be more crystal clear to your subscribers, Rod, because that is very important right now. Having you vaccinated will not be a guarantee that you can enter the Philippines. Again, your entry visa and your the testing and quarantine protocols that you need to follow. So I will repeat that again. So those holding tourist visas are not permitted to enter the Philippines. So if you want to enter right now, explore for an entry visa. If you don't have any long-term visas currently, explore 9A as your entry visa with EED. So for those who want to retire in the Philippines, especially for those who have served the U.S. military, you have some pensions, explore retirement visa, because probably you're not ready to get married yet. So you're not exploring to be on your twilight years, having a stress-free life, looking out on the sunset and the beach, and you have actually on marriage. So it really depends, case-to-case basis. But you can, if you're a tourist, you still have the chance to enter the Philippines, but it couples with an entry exemption document, EED.
And where do they get that? How do they get that? Can you process that, or do they have to go to a consulate in their country?
We can actually process that up to some extent. Like the retirement visa, we already have a success story about it. So what is important right now is us coordinating from the Philippines and to the applicant, for example, in New York. So if they're in New York right now, let's coordinate, since they're giving us the leeway to have, or not the opportunity to process the EED, then we will be collating all the requirements. We'll be telling them what to do. Here are the documentary requirements. Here are the monetary requirements. This is how you should do things for you to comply with things. And then after that, we'll forward it to the retirement office. The retirement office will now collect all or evaluate your application. And then after that, they will forward it to the Department of Foreign Affairs. So that is the government agency that actually manages all Philippine embassies and Philippine consulates located around the world. After they will be approved, based on the qualification, then we will notify the applicant that, hey, of your chosen embassy or consulate offices near you, you are now ready to go there to apply for the 9A, which is your entry visa with EED by virtue of your interest to apply for the retirement visa.
You need the EED before you apply for the 9A.
Yes.
Okay.
It needs to be approved. That's
Right.
that's the first step.
Yeah.
Then entry visa. Then afterwards, you have the entry visa. Follow the IATF testing and quarantine protocols. Come to the Philippines. After you come to the Philippines, that is the time that you will complete the physical process of your retirement visa. So basically, it's EED, entry visa, and then complete your retirement visa upon your arrival here in the Philippines.
Okay. Now I suspect the EED, I have not seen the form. I suspect that there's a right way to fill that out.
Yes.
I mean, there's questions. Anybody can fill it out. Any half-educated person can fill it out. But I suspect that there's a right way to fill it out.
Yes.
And you've dealt with these, and you've dealt with the people. You know what they're looking for. You know what passes, what might not pass, what might be a good answer, what might not be a good answer.
That's true.
Right? So I suspect that if somebody goes through you, and no, I don't work for JR, but he's helped me, and he's helped dozens and dozens of other expats that I've introduced him to. And so what I'm saying is if you're serious about coming here, if you use somebody like JR, he can probably expedite it. Your chances of getting it approved are probably much higher than if you try to do this yourself. Now, I'm the kind of person who likes to do things myself, but I've learned in the last 2 years. I've seen guys get denied. I've seen them screw up their paperwork. And now I just give everything to JR, and the weight is off my shoulders.
Yeah. That's really on a case-to-case basis, because there are people who like to really explore, and they would tell like they have all the time. Yes, we do respect that, but yes, you're correct. There are things on the requirements that needs badly our assistance. If the particular retiree applicant would like to go back and forth, and be my guest. But if you want to have a convenience out of the way, and that is where the value of our agency, visa agency, will come into place, then we'll be doing our best to help our clients or our future clients to finish what needs to be done. I know, and this is a very challenging time for us, because based on our experience, we have a lot of EED applications right now. And sometimes we'll like also, my instruction to my team is manage very well all our clients, be transparent to them, because they just need to know what is the status right now, what's going on. Like if there's a delay, why is it that there's a delay? Like what's the cause of the delay? Even if it's beyond our control, we need to tell them, so that we can manage expectations along the way. And what have we done? Like we cannot discount the possibility, right? Immigration is because of Omicron right now, they are slashing off their working capacity from 100 to 30%. That will affect the processing. Also, probably PRA would do that in terms of their quarantine restrictions. So that will affect the process. Instead of 5 people doing the processing in the retirement office or Bureau of Immigration, probably it goes on to 1. It will slow things down. So it's challenging, but we're still on track. We will be surviving, and also, so are you.
Now, what do you have any indication when tourist visa on arrival do you have any thoughts on that? Well, if they'll open it back, if they will try to modify it in some way, 6 months from now, 8, 9 months from now?
That's a very hard question, to be honest, because I might be quoted on that. But this is just like my opinion. We can just actually try to check facts right now. I think 6 months ago, other countries have already experienced the Omicron wave or outbreak, and recently the Philippines just have that. So probably in the next 6 to 12 months, because I have not heard any new variant coming in, but I'm not hoping that there will be one, but I'm hoping that people will get immune to it, and we're gonna move forward with our lives, the new sets of our lives right now, so that we can move forward, because it's really challenging right now.
I've had a number of people, if you want to cover some other things, I don't want to change the subject here, But I've had a number of people ask me about the different options, and SRRV, the Special Resident Retirement Visa. And I know U.S. military get a very good deal, very low initial investment. Other people what is like 1,500 or 1,200?
There are two costs that they are trying to, but basically the leverage will be on the one is the visa deposit. The regular one will be required for the classic category would be 20,000 US. If they're applying with pension, social security, or what kind of pension, private or public, as long as it's not an income, it's a pension, it will go down to 10,000 USD for the deposit. But if they can actually have the supporting documents and can tell PRA that, hey, I have the DD-214, the honorable discharge document. They have the requirement also, they comply with the requirement also for the pension and the police clearance. It will go all the way down to 1,500 for the visa deposit. The next thing and the other leverage that they're trying to take, or they can avail, is the annual fee or the ID renewal fee. From 360, it will go down all the way to $10 a year. That's a big difference. From 18,000 peso roughly to 500 pesos.
That's a lot of rice.
Oh, that's a lot. So, one common question that we bump into is the word officer. So that can be also, we can actually dig deeper on that. We can ask for pre-approval for you to make sure. And I know there are a lot of people like to go deeper. Like, hey, JR, I'm not an officer, but it really depends on the word officer that we mean, or the retirement office set might not be the officer really the high ranks as you understood. So we can do the pre-approval, and from there we can take it from there. But also, this is also because your subscribers are actually around the world. It does not only focus or give the privilege into the U.S. military, but also other subscribers of yours who have served the military of the respective countries. Like, to name a few, Australia, we have done an actual experience for that. From UK, we have done it. As long as they can actually support with their service, and they can have the pension, they don't have the a criminal record, then we can have the pre-approval for that, and they can be approved also. Because if I'm the foreigner, 20,000, if I can probably, if I'm a foreigner, I've worked hard for 40 years of my life, probably I can afford for the 20,000. But if there will be an opportunity for me to nail it down to 1,500, why not? So those things, those are the things right now, especially for the retirement visa. And also, retirement visa right now are still accepting 50 years old and above applications, age for the retirees.
Okay. Yeah, they put that on hold for a while because I think people from a certain country were coming in, very young people were coming in and trying to get the retirement visa.
At 35 years old. As early as 35 years old.
All right.
Yeah, so those are the things that we have right now, especially for the IATF. And also, one of the major takeout for the IATF resolution 157, which was recently released, was there's also a note there that they are already allowing foreign nationals from red list country to enter the Philippines. So before it's not allowed, but now they are starting to allow it. But if I may actually try to analyze things out, Omicron is cases are going up exponentially. Like in our area, in one of the region in the Philippines, in Visayas, we have 1,000. It's only a portion of the Philippines. And
and that's just cases. Like I listened to a doctor in the UK, Dr. Campbell. A lot of people listen to him, and one in the US. He said everybody's going to get it. It's just spreading like wildfire. It's like a cold, and I think I've had it. Taxi drivers I use, they're sneezing. People that don't usually sneeze, many other people. So we're all going through this these cold-like symptoms. And hopefully that will generate a natural immunity, and we'll be stronger for it.
Fingers crossed.
What doesn't the saying is, what doesn't kill you
will kill you.
makes you strong, makes you stronger. So hopefully that's the case.
Yeah, it's just like problems. Yeah, we're actually immune with problems up to some point, at some level. So it's manageable because we've experienced that. But yeah, probably we'll be working out with Rod for us to give your subscribers also what are the recent updates. And before we post a video, then we'll make sure that we have the rightful information and facts that we can actually provide you, and you can also validate the information that we have gave you. Especially, we have some references along the way from the Bureau of Immigration, IATF resolution. Those are available in the websites of the government.
And also, you have a Facebook page.
Yes, we do have.
A Facebook page, and I know I went there to look at these resolutions you're talking about, and you keep that, and you're going to keep it updated.
Yes,
with the latest information as best you can. It's difficult because
it is.
The government keeps changing things, and then it takes them 3 or 4 or 5 days to tell you what does this really mean. We didn't really mean this. That's what we meant.
Don't get me wrong, but when you mention that they're changing, like I can remember the time that foreigners are already like starting to pack up their bags and travel to the Philippines. When there was some time, I think last week of November 2021, that they are opening the borders for non-visa required under EO 408, in which one of those are from the US. One of those countries are the US. So, but eventually, because of the Omicron threat that was actually spreading already from outside around the globe, they just actually suspended that IATF resolution. So there are people right now who have started the EED. We still have 30 days. Hang on. What needs to be done, if you try to explore because you're not vaccinated yet and you don't want to be vaccinated, don't stop the process. Continue. Let's be hopeful that there will be changes along the way, positively, but not positive on COVID. So, so hang on. It's not the end of the line, unless if they say, okay, it will be implemented tomorrow, and tomorrow is next day. So we cannot do that. But we still have 30 days.
Well, my experience, I've known you for about 1.5 years.
Almost 2 years.
Almost 2 years. Yeah, 2 years. And my experience, I know I have several friends that have used you for different things, and they ran into dead ends. And you said, no, that's not the end of the road. That's not a dead end. That we just take another approach. We do it this way this time. And a guy like JR, you know, I've seen guys in immigration just dealing with more simple things. They get upset. It's because I know even. I go in and there's a language barrier, even though you're both speaking English, trying to speak English. There's different words, different understandings with people from different English-speaking countries, and there's people get stressed out and then they get angry. I saw one guy, he got denied his visa. They wouldn't give him an answer. Said, no, you're leaving. And another guy, he started arguing with him. He said, why? His stuff was in Manila. Like you say, you don't know what the delay is. But he starts arguing with the people in the immigration office here in Cebu City. And that's the worst thing you can do.
Yes.
You know, maybe your case gets put on the bottom of the pile.
That's true. That's true. So,
but you know the people, you know the culture. They know you. They know you and how you do things, and you've got an understanding much better than us foreigners trying to deal with.
Yeah, that is why actually we put our really our accreditation on the Bureau of Immigration and also for the retirement office, so that it will give some assurance for our clients that we are not a fly-by-night company. We're serious of what we're doing. Where in fact we also hire the services of our in-house lawyers so that we can also give you what are the other options on hand. So as what you mentioned, if plan A doesn't work, reroute a little bit to plan B, then going back again at the end of the line to plan A. So there are things that can be done. It's just like you understanding, or the foreigner understanding what is the situation, what are the implications, what are the costs, then what are the options. You choose, not me, or not my team.
Okay. So you told me you are expanding. Do you want to tell everybody a little bit about your new offices and
Expanding is a little bit heavy as of this day.
Oh.
But we do have branches already open last year. So we have the J Center Mall. We have the our branch, our servicing branch, just in case our clients don't want to go to our main office. Our main office is located in Cebu Business Park, right across Ayala. That's FGU building. That's where the Citibank is. No other Citibank inside that compound. This is one of the central business district in Cebu, a renowned one. J Center is next, a receiving branch, servicing a receiving branch inside the J Center Mall, within the proximity of the Bureau of Immigration. And we do have our Dumaguete branch. So for those people, especially traveling island to island with restrictions, with inconvenience, so we can actually cater, we can actually take it out and give you the convenience. That is where the value of what you paid for. And also we have our office in Panglao Island, Bohol. That's basically walking distance from BDO Panglao, just right across the road. And we actually have also an office just set up last December. So we make it a point that it will be convenient for you. It's really an office, so we're putting things in serious matter, because your need takes a serious things that we need to be done, and we need to focus on that.
Okay.
So we're here to help you. So that's why we're putting up our branches, and we also have our mobile office. Temporarily, it's closed because of the devastation of the typhoon, but we'll be getting back on our track soon. We're okay.
Mall, yeah.
Yeah, mall.
Okay.
So we do have 5 for now, including our main office. So whichever is near to you, go there, talk to us. If you can actually would like to set an appointment, go to our website, which is jrcconsultancy.com. You can that we have our contact numbers there. We also have a Facebook page that would be JRC Consultancy, Visa Consultancy and Immigration Services. So you can set an appointment. Someone is actually taking assigned to answer all your inquiries as fast as we can. That's a disclaimer.
Keywords.
As fast as we can, especially for those who are still outside the Philippines.
Yeah.
We have time difference, and sometimes their partners or their girlfriends are gonna call them, and I patiently tell them that this is the scenario. We have 12-hour difference, I think, with the US.
12 to 15, yeah.
12 to 15, and once we have our office hours in place, so we're checking it from time to time. Hey, our Facebook messages are going up, so we need to actually answer those inquiries.
Okay. I've had several people ask me if you have an office in Manila. There's lots of people up there, and you don't yet, but you can help a lot of people in other regions of the Philippines. Take care of the paperwork, answer questions, expedite some things.
That's on the pipeline, because Manila is where the central processing is.
Yeah.
So that's on the pipeline, don't worry. But as of now, don't worry. We can process what needs to be processed, especially in Manila. We have some associates there we're trying to partner with. And at the end of the day, it's you. It's our clients. It's our engagement that is most important to us.
And even in the past, you have, I think you told me, you've flown to Hong Kong or Taiwan or something to take care of some issues, some immigration issues for somebody.
Yeah, that was Taiwan, way back 2019.
Of course, you don't do that at no cost.
Of course.
You're not that nice of a guy.
I'm a little bit nice though.
Yeah.
But yeah, we talked and we actually tried to check things out. I have done a personal, I think the time where we're still 6 and I need to go there personally. That's on the cancellation process. So because they cannot come here because of this medical condition, so I'm the one going there. Anyway, Taiwan is not that expensive. So I prepare all the paperwork, do the authentication in MECO, that's the Philippine Embassy. Have all the papers and I go to the bank as the representative and everything is done. Also, this is to add that there are questions that I bump into, valid questions. Like, will my visa deposit from the retirement visa be returned to me? and they're asking for assurance or documentation, we are actually trying to coordinate with the retirement office. And my answer to that is yes, 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 and 100 yes. Yeses. Why? I have done that several times already. So what could be the problem is they might lack some documents that needs to be submitted to the retirement office, and for them to complete the process of the refund or the refund of the visa deposit. But mind you, to set the expectation, it will not be automatic that the retirement office, I'm gonna cancel my visa SRRV. First, it will take a visa cancellation. Next is another process will be the refund of your visa deposit. That will take time. So I want to be transparent also with your subscribers and your future subscribers that it will take process. It will not be automatic. So yeah, if you have questions, please feel free to contact Rod. No, but if you have questions, I think Rod will be putting our email addresses, our official company email addresses.
Yeah.
And get in touch to us. We'll get back to you as soon as possible.
Okay. Very good. Well, thank you very much. We covered a lot of information here. There's going to be questions. There always is.
Yeah.
And I get them and I pass them on to you. Usually, some I can answer.
This video, as per a good friend of mine, Rod, is made to guide you. So there's no intent of doing harm from your end. But at the end of the day, if you try to send us a message for us to enhance the situation or the statement, then please do so. We are welcome to that, so that so that we can actually pass it on the rightful information to the audience or the person who might need that. Because I'm not perfect. Probably if I'm reading the resolution right now, I would intentionally read it slowly so that I can understand it from a Filipino point of view. But reading it on the Western point of view might be different.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, very good. Thanks, JR.
Rod, thank you as always. It's good to see you, and hope to do a video again with you. And I'm wishing all the best for your subscribers. And please do share this video if you have some friends around outside the Philippines or in the Philippines. Do share and like and subscribe the Amazing Philippines video, and let us know what you need for immigration, visa concerns. If you need some consultations, please do let us know, and Rod and I will be answering you again.
All right, very good. All right.
Cheers everyone, and have a good day. We will be seeing you on our next video in Amazing Philippines.
All right.